Hey guys, this is Lee here. Have you ever had to go swimming after you capsized your boat? In this video, I'm going to go over some key points so you can avoid swimming after you capsize your boat. Whether you sail a Sunfish, a JY15, a Laser, or any other sailboat, you too can sometimes avoid falling in the water. So if you don't mind, first please dive into that like button and turn it blue. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned to the end of the video and you can see me dry step my own sailboat in one of my races. There are several steps to be able to avoid falling in the water and going swimming when you go ahead and capsize. And the first one is you have to realize when the boat is going to capsize. Once you know that you're in the process of a capsize and you cannot fix it or cannot recover the boat and it's going to capsize, then the second thing you need to do is commit. Commit to the plan to try to dry step the sailboat. What I mean by when I say dry step the sailboat is that you actually are stepping over the high side of the boat without getting wet, and then you step over and theoretically speaking, you're going to keep yourself dry. Hence the term dry step. So when you go ahead and commit to the dry step, the boat is going to start going over on its side. That means you have to grab on the high side of the boat, usually the rail, and then start climbing your way up, get your leg over one side, and now you're straddling the boat. And then look for the dagger board or the center board. And once you located that, you're pretty much already capsized at this point and the sail is in the water. By you just straddling there, you could basically sit there for a long time until you either dry step the boat or you catch your breath. So look for the dagger board, and most of the time it's going to be out pretty much. If there's only a couple of inches, you're going to have to make sure you get more of that dagger board out to act as a diving board so your weight can right the boat up again. The fourth thing you should do before you start standing on the dagger board is that you want to assess where that sail is. The sail, ideally speaking, should be pointed away from the wind. If it's pointing into the wind and you're standing on the dagger board and you're getting wind blown in your face, that means you kind of death rolled where the sail went to windward. So what happens there, it's a higher probability that when that sail goes up, it's going to catch the wind and it's going to flip over onto the other side. And dry stepping is pretty difficult to do, even though it's not impossible. But when that wind catches that sail and it's going over, and it'll generally make the boat capsize on the other side, especially if you're in a round bottom boat like a Laser. The next step is actually to stand on the dagger board with both feet. So if you haven't already stood on the dagger board, get your other leg over the edge, stand on the dagger board and hold the edge of the boat. And you might have to go a little bit further out like a diving board, and then the boat should start to right itself. Now the next thing you do is very critical to keep yourself dry, and that is pay attention to when that sail is starting to come out of the water, because once it starts getting out of the water, that boat will accelerate and right itself quicker because there's less water in the sail and there's less resistance. So that means you have to start climbing over the rail, and you basically crawl over to the rail and grab onto whatever you can. And when the boat rights itself, you should be on the boat, you should be in the cockpit or on top of the boat. If you don't do this right, you might fall off the boat. Now, if you don't time it right, you could also wait too long and you're standing on the dagger board. If the dagger board starts to hit the water and you're still on it, you're pretty much committed to going into the water. So you have to time it correctly to get yourself onto the boat. Now, once you're on the boat and the sail is flapping all around, just clear your lines, make sure everything's good, make sure your rudder is down and everything is good, and then just go sailing again. So I want to thank my friend Chloe for helping me out and taking a dive so I can get this video out. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I read all the comments and I appreciate it. Next up is a very short video of a race that I sailed, and I also capsized going around one of the marks. So it's lucky that I kind of practiced dry stepping the week before. So now I got this all together for you so you can learn how to dry step your boat. Also in this race, there's a lot of things you can learn, whether you race or not, or if you just cruise around or just float around for fun. There's a few things that I'm going to ask you questions. If you have any answers or questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. The first thing I want you to ask yourself is, now you have some light sailors and the winds are blowing in the mid-teens, about 15 to 16 miles an hour. So what did the lighter sailors do to their boats that they could keep up with the heavier sailors? The second question that you want to ask yourself is, can you trim the Sunfish Sailboat going upwind on starboard tack the same as you would port tack? And if so, how far can you trim on starboard tack? Now the last question I'm going to ask you is, what did I do with my sail controls, namely the outhaul in the Cunningham, in this medium heavy wind which was blowing about 15 miles an hour? Leave your answers down below because I read all the comments. So if you like the information in this video, I'm sure you're going to like the information in this one right here. So please don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the water.